Hello and welcome to the Select Board meeting for Monday, July 13th, 2026 at 5:30 PM. In accordance with the requirements of open meeting law, please be advised this meeting is being recorded and broadcast live by East Bridgewater Community Access Media, EBCAM. The meeting is available for viewing on the EBCAM website at www.eb-cam.org and will be updated to the EBCAM YouTube channel following the meeting. I hereby call the meeting to order and make a motion to go into executive session for the following reasons. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, IT Director, Deputy Police Chief, Superior Officers, and Water Sewer Superintendent. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. Appeal of the action of the Town of East Bridgewater Select Board for denying the Chapter 138, Section 15, all alcohol retail package store license application of Sean Cord doing business as One Stop Food with the ABCC. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A4, to discuss the deployment of security personnel or devices or strategies with respect thereto. The Select Board will reconvene in open session at the end of executive session. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I declare that having an open meeting on collective bargaining, contract negotiations, and litigation may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the Select Board. Is there any other discussion? All right, all in favor? Carol Julius, aye.
Catherine Mullen, aye.
Peter Spigot, aye.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit.
We do the prayer, we do that.
All right, and we are back. It's still Monday, July 13th, and it's now 6:05. And we've already done the call to order. Would you please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Is there anyone here for open forum? Come on up.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
All right, I'm Kevin Patel, and I'm from Joppa Market, 626 Bedford Street. I'm here to get an update on the liquor license process that we got selected.
Yep,
Yeah,
good timing.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the legislature to move on that. It's in the third reading now, right, Charlie?
At the
Do
Hou-
we have
in
a
the
time
House.
frame?
Right. The legislative sessions work on their own clock.
Yeah.
Right.
I never make any promises about how fast
it is-
things move up there, but it is moving.
It is moving.
So we've
It's
had
in
two
their-
meetings, right?
their-
Is that what, two so far?
They've had
readings.
2 readings of it there, so it's in the third reading, which is the final reading, and then once they do that, then it will be approved, and then,
Well, yeah,
We'll
it comes
move
out of
over to
committee,
the
so that's the
EBCs.
commit, the Joint Committee on Consumer Protection. They've done their hearing, they're doing their readings, they report the bill out, it goes to the House docket, eventually one hopes at some point it gets voted on there. Still needs to go to the Senate, goes through the same procedure there. If they pass it, it goes to the governor. Governor has can sign or veto it. Not that I assume she's going to veto it, but that's always a possibility. If that happens, if she signs it, then it comes back to us, and we'll go back to work and deal with the license issues that we have.
so it's moving, it's a process.
it's moving, all right.
Yeah, so, yep.
I did talk to Rep. Sullivan Almeida last week or the week before about it, and she assured me that it was moving, and I think, and Representative Plouffe said the same thing, so. It's
Okay.
just, it's government, it's slow. Government
I-
is slow.
I totally get it, I just wanted to get a quick update, so I was in the area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we appreciate keeping, because there's other people out there as well that are interested to know what
Yep.
the process is, so appreciate you coming in and doing that. And like I said, I think Bridget Proof was the one that presented it, is that who's
Yes,
presenting?
so it's, the legislation is done by Representative Plouffe. Representative Sullivan has signed on to it, and Brady has also supported it. So the full legislative delegation does support it. It is in the House right now. As soon as it gets out of the House side, it will go to the Senate, and then, as Charlie said, to the governor. But we have until December.
that was going to be my next question. When-
December 31st of the end of the year is when all of the legislation has to be completed by. That being said, if it goes past that process, I don't think that it will because it is a local. We'll start this again and it would go through the same process because that is good for 2 years. So, but you do have until December 31st for them to make a decision on it. And the legislative delegation has the full support behind it as
Right.
well as the town, so.
Yeah, and I think, Charlie, if you wouldn't mind making send an email or call to State Rep. Plouffe, just let her know that the board spoke about this, we're,
Sure.
all
Absolutely,
on the
that's
same
my intent
page.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a question whether we wanted to, given there's some issues, how much we wanted to move forward with it and in what composition of the text. And what I will tell her is, yes, please move forward with
Yep.
the 4 license, or we're not licensees because we couldn't award the ABC, but the 4 names of the
Yep.
proposed licensees.
Yep,
Perfect.
great.
All right,
Okay, perfect, as
Thank
long
you.
as it's moving, and
that's it.
We're
We'll
fine,
keep
I
you
guess.
posted, buddy.
Yeah.
hopefully sooner.
Yeah, right,
Hopefully.
right.
But don't count on it, it's government.
I know. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks, Ken.
Appreciate you
Thank
guys,
Thanks for
thank you.
coming in.
Yeah.
Is anybody else here for open forum? All right. Then, in that case, we have appointments at 6:30 and 6:40, but in the meantime, we have some action items.
Sure.
You can read slowly.
Yeah. All right. Approve the appointment of Casey Asnall, is that right?
So, yeah.
Okay, as the Inspector of Animals, effective July 13th, 2026 to April 30th, 2029.
Second?
Motion's made and seconded. Discussion,
And
Charlie?
Rebecca and I interviewed 2 candidates. This is the person we're recommending now. The other person was good, just not as good as Alston.
Okay.
And,
Do you want to bring this person in before we vote, or are you comfortable voting now and
No, I
having them
think,
come
yeah.
to the next meeting, maybe?
I just think that, so,
I think she may or may not be coming in tonight. Simply, she may have thought we were going to be seeing people
Okay.
starting at 6:30, so
Okay.
if she shows up, we'll try and make sure she sees you.
The
Okay.
inspector's different from
Right.
the.
She does,
Right,
the
it's not
inspector
the-
handles barn inspections, for
Okay.
instance, so it's more livestock and such oriented rather than dogs.
Right. Now, is she in charge of roosters? Because
Yes.
we have an onslaught of roosters here, obviously in East Bridgewater, that are too loud. Would that fall under her?
No,
Okay,
as long as the roosters are not maltreated.
okay.
How about the woodchucks that want to eat my flowers?
All right. All right.
You should be talking to.
Oh, I have.
The Woodchuck Union.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I think it's good with me if you guys.
All right. Any
you
further
guys?
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion and contract signing with Karen Urbick, Director of Library Services, for the period July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2029.
Second.
And Karen is here.
Is.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you just do your name
Good to
and
be here. Karen Herbeck, Library Director.
thank you. And looks like we're going to have you for a little bit longer. This is great news. Everything went well. I appreciated that the trustees included your performance evaluation as part of the contract. I thought that was great, and it was good to read through that and know that you're making some great improvements over there.
Yep, it's been a great year. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, it's the best librarians in the world are here at East Bridgewater, and I've just been so happy. They're so creative, they're so compassionate, they're so welcoming. We do our best for everybody who comes through the door to meet their needs, and whatever we can do to help them, we do. So it's great. It's a great gig.
Great.
Awesome.
Catherine, anything?
Awesome. No, thank you. So happy to keep here.
Yeah, no, it's worked out great. I was able to stop by real quick
Yeah.
to see the event you had down
I
there.
tried. There was
I
no
know.
parking.
Right.
I know.
I'm like, oh, I just had to walk up the hill.
I know. That's why a little
We had over
walk.
600 people at the library that day.
Right.
That's
It was-
awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, kids loved it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate the work you've been doing down there and continuing the tradition of what that library's been for the town, so appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So for this you have the discussion contract signed with Michael McLaughlin. I think what I need to do is relay to Michael what the board discussed in executive session. If Michael agrees to it, then obviously I just need to gather the signatures. If there's still work to be done on the contract after I've talked to Michael, then we'll just continue working on the contract.
Okay.
But I don't think Michael needs to be having this discussed in open session where
No.
there's a message I need to transmit to
Yep.
him from the board.
Okay. Doesn't that sound
Okay.
ominous?
Good luck.
It's not. Okay.
Moving on. Approve the reappointment of Dave Sheedy to the Council on Aging effective July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Is Mr. Sheedy here?
Nope.
Now, didn't he have a policy when he sat in this chair
I was gonna say the same
about
thing.
that we shouldn't approve people who don't come in to
don't
tell
think-
us why they
I don't-
want to do things?
I don't think it was for re-upping.
Oh,
This is
are
re-up.
you giving him an out? You
Yes,
just
I'm
did,
giving him
didn't
an
you?
out. Yes, I am.
All right. Well, we appreciate David and the volunteerism that he's always done. So, any further discussion?
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Accept the resignation of Stacy Chen from the Beautification Committee and Arts Council effective June 29th, 2026.
Second.
Discussion? Is there anybody left on the beautification committee?
Who's on it to
I-
begin with? You were,
I
weren't
don't know
you?
if they even
No,
met.
I think I was a rep, but I don't know that they ever even
don't
met,
think they
did
met.
they? Okay.
Oh.
Because if there's nobody else on it, do we just,
Well, it will be there. You've established it. If again, there's
People showing
sufficient people who are interested, then we'll have it there.
okay. Well, we thank Stacy for her time on that committee as well as Arts Council. Any further discussion?
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
6, review and vote on year-end transfers. Oof, definitely as posted. Definitely.
Second.
So this is an
Riley?
annual submission by the town accountant for moving money from one line item to another line item where we have surpluses and deficits in the various line items. It's a normal process. Finance Committee's also meeting, I believe, tonight to deal with the same issue it requires approval by both the board and the finance committee.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on. Discussion on Bill H5130, an act relative to the liquor license in the town of East Bridgewater.
Should we just roll the tape back?
Well, I need a second, but something for
Second.
discussion. So, obviously, as you all talked about during open forum, we have the bill before the legislature. My intent will be to call our delegation to ensure that the bill will move forward as recommended by the committee with the names of the proposed licensees in the bill. And we'll just then hope that they, for a speedy movement along the legislative structure and calendar.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all we can do is just keep requesting,
Yep,
push.
great.
Anything? Okay.
Yep.
Moving on, approve the request from Chief of Police Michael Jenkins to surplus the following items and sell by auction through Munibid and/or donate: a decked truck bed system and, one deck truck system, and then 3 motorcycle radio headsets. Am I reading right, Mike? Okay.
All right, second.
Second. Any discussion?
Just, the deck system came out of an older vehicle, and we're trying to surplus it. We offered it to DPW, they didn't have a truck that it would fit, so we're gonna try and auction it. The 3 headsets, we're going to a new radio system, being a part of HREC, and we've gone to new portable radios, so the headsets that we had prior are not compatible with the new headsets, so we're gonna also try to surplus those.
Okay. Thanks, Chief. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion on draft sick leave bank policy, participation by non-union employees for union employees.
Second.
Charlie?
So the situation,
Rebecca's
the
not
immediate
here.
situation is we have a member of the DPW department who is a union member. He's not have many years of service with the town, so the amount of sick leave he's accumulated is relatively small. The union members can contribute to a sick leave bank for him, but we don't have it set up that non-union members, and there are non-union members over at the DPW, or non-union employees at the DPW, would like to also contribute. And we have nothing in our personnel policies that would allow for that. This is Casey. And what Rebecca has drafted is a policy that would allow for this to occur,
Okay.
as described, I believe, in the
Yeah, it was in the
action
packet.
items here. Let's see, it's number 8, 9.
Yeah, it's action item 9.
So the sick leave donation bank policy. So, but what I would do is recommend that you approve this based on what Rebecca has drafted.
Okay. Any questions?
No, I read it, I went through
No,
it,
go ahead.
seems fair enough, as fair as this policy is.
Yeah. Yeah, we have it.
Yep.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just, there are members of another union at the DPW, clerical members, but they would have to work through their union to do this. If the union, clerical union wants to come and make a proposal allowing them to take their sick leave and give it to a member of a different union, that's perfectly
all.
acceptable for them to make that proposal,
Mhm.
but it needs to come from the union.
This
to
is
do that.
only for the DPW, right? Okay.
So we're at 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we were gonna bring up,
You would like to meet Casey?
Yeah, we
that's
can-
what I
yeah,
thought we
we
were doing, yeah.
All right, we can do that.
Casey,
We'll
come
go
on
back
up.
to that. Casey. We already approved you, but here you are, so. Maybe just do your name and address just for the record.
It's Casey Arsenault, 86 Dartmouth Street, Brockton, Mass.
Great.
02301.
Okay. And like I said, we did already approve it, but maybe you could just tell us just a little bit about, what your qualifications are and what, for inspector of animals.
Regarding animals, I've had animals my entire life. I work at a farm in Randolph, 30 horses, few cows. I run the farm feed, muck stalls, and then a trail ride guide. So we do public trail rides there. So I'm a guide for that. And then we also have teach autistic children and Perkins School for the Blind, and our veterans. They come and they ride and help out at the farm and that. And then also I'm a wildlife rehabilitator licensed in Massachusetts. So I rehab wildlife, injured and orphaned, and I have my own little site and business for that. Basically, that's about
Okay.
it.
That sounds like you've got some really good background there.
I do.
Questions for Casey, Catherine?
No, I don't.
No.
Thank you so much.
I don't really questions. I just interested to know how you found out about it. Was it an ad you saw or?
So I belong to East Bridgewater Moms. They always tag me when there's wildlife.
Oh, okay.
So it just happened, the ad came, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like, because Canton actually also had said that they had a job just for animal control a few hours, so I was waiting for that.
Yep.
And then this just happened to pop up, so I'm like,
Perfect.
I was going to apply, and I'm kind of excited.
Yeah,
great.
good timing. Yeah, we.
Excellent. Well, welcome, and
Thank you.
we appreciate
Thank
you
you.
taking the position.
Thank you.
Okay,
Much.
thanks for coming in.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
You don't have to stay. Don't feel obligated.
Yeah, no.
Do you want, oh, do you
No.
We only stay because we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. Stay.
No.
Don't do it.
Absolutely
Run,
not.
run for the hills.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, where are we at? 10? Yes.
Yes.
Approve the request from Professional Bartending Service LLC for one-day liquor license for the Center at Sachem Rock, 355 Plymouth Street, for a wedding reception on July 25th, 2026, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Second. Any discussion? I assume the paperwork is all in order. There's no one to ask.
Nope.
They have left us,
Gone.
but looks like that's all signed off on.
Yeah, I saw
All
that.
right, without any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve the treasurer collector to sell the following properties, assessors map designations as posted. There's two of them, so we'll let,
As-
yeah, we'll get a second.
Second.
Do we need to vote these? Charlie,
Where are we now?
we are on the treasurer
Parcels.
collector's property. to sell.
Yeah, you need, what Rebecca and Lee pointed out was that as much as the board had discussed these at a previous meeting, the board had actually not voted to approve the sale of these two properties.
Okay.
Okay.
So the board needs to do that.
And remind us again where each one of these two
Oh,
are,
yeah.
or
Is
somewhere?
that landlocked property, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's see.
off of Washington,
Up North Water?
North Water.
Tick
Yes,
Way,
between North Water, Tick-Tock Way.
Wildwood Ave?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on the map.
in the
There's
corner.
a map.
I know, I remember it. Yep.
Practically Whitman.
Right. Perfect.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So for the Swan property, I talked to Kim West, who's the realtor on this, and she said that they've got at least two parties that are interested. Given that, we're not nimble enough. I mean, it'd be nice to consider it, but I suspect that by the time we were ready to have a town meeting, let alone a town election, that the property would be sold and we'll have done that work for nothing. If things change, obviously we can reconsider this, but I'm not recommending any action at this point.
And can you just explain why we didn't have the right of first refusal? Because you did explain that.
Right, so
So that people
the
understand.
owners had taken the property out of 61B. As long as they continued to maintain it in the same fashion, they did not need to give us the right of first refusal. As long as they did that for a certain amount of time, and talking to Paula, they did that for the amount of time they needed to. So then they can sell the property without the town getting rights of first refusal. They'll still have to do a rollback tax for the number of years that it was, I think it's going to be 5 years minus the time that it stayed in, not stayed in 61B, but came out, but was still being used in the same fashion. So we will pick up some money from that, but that's why we were not given that right of first refusal.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
So, we still discussing?
if you want to, but
Sure.
otherwise we can move on.
No, we discussed this a little bit at the track meeting last one we had. So this property, as beautiful as it is down there, also comes with some restraints as far as the town would be concerned, being so that it's not very, you can't find anything in there. It's really off the road, off the beaten path, so to speak, having, run out there for years and whatnot. I just don't know what the possibilities for the town would be in that area. I mean, we certainly can't start a park, with rangers and everything else. You'd have to have, I mean, it's a big piece of property.
Yeah, it's 72 acres combined
Yeah.
for all the lots. You're right. I mean, as much as getting the money together to purchase it would be
Right.
one thing, if you wanted to have operations, we have nothing like that at this point.
No, you'd have to have a budget.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
We're not in a position to create a new department at the Parks
Yeah,
Department.
it's too bad.
It is
It
too
is a
bad.
great
It's
spot,
a-
but I think hopefully somebody that does take this on.
Appreciates that beauty.
Yeah, and
Yep.
put something together there, so. I just wanted to let the board know that this was a discussion with the departments a couple weeks ago.
Good, thank you.
Yep. All right, moving on. Approve the minutes of the June 22nd, 2026 Select Board meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve but not release the minutes of the June 8th, 2026 and June 22nd, 2026 Select Board Executive meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is all I have for you, Madam
It.
Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Announcements. Lee, what you got?
We just
I
wanna
need you to
let-
fill like 3 minutes here, so.
We would like to let residents know that there are a few board and committee open seats. Agricultural Commission, Council on Aging, Arts Council, Finance Committee, Patriotic Activities Committee, and Recreation Commission. That's all I have.
Great, okay. Charlie, Town Administrator report.
Select Board retreat, the board had talked about doing something along these lines a couple of months ago. Barbara,
Wow, you've never done that.
yes. Rebecca and I met with Neptune Consulting, which does projects like this. And they're interested in putting something together with the board. What they recommended is either they would meet with the entire board or they could meet with Carol to try and fine tune exactly what the board is looking for in terms of the topics that be discussed and then work out the mechanics, who would be doing what. The more that the select board staff, me, Rebecca and Lee would be doing and the board would be doing before that, the less the cost. But it's going to be a material cost. It's not going to just be a few $1,000s to put something like this together. Because the aim is to come out of that with an action plan, short-term and long-term, connected with those things that the board would want to discuss at the retreat. So, I mean, we've got an interested firm, we've got an interested board. Basically, how would you like to proceed?
I think Rebecca had sent an email, because originally she had said they wanted to meet with just me, and I was like, well, why just me? It's not,
Yeah.
like, I'm not running this show, it's
Right.
all of us. So then she had sent a follow-up email and asked for our availability in August, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I don't see any harm in it, right?
Right.
Right. As long as it's the beginning of August.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah, good.
Then that would just be for a preliminary meeting, not
Right.
the
Right.
actual, we've
And
been
would that be,
setting it up.
would that meeting, that was the one question I just had, was that, would they come in front of us here at
I think we work out the mechanics, whether we do a Zoom, whether we do have them come in on the 10th, whether we do a special night just for that, even though it'd be only one item and only maybe a half-hour discussion or something.
Right. I think Rebecca said a Zoom, but. And then when we do it, I think we were just talking like a few hours. Just, the
Yeah.
idea was somewhere.
Retreat is a little,
Yeah, retreat, like, we're not going away for the weekend together,
Right,
folks.
yes.
I was gonna say retreat is a little.
It's like an
deceiving.
afternoon on the deck at the Council on Aging is sort of what I've like
Yes.
pictured in my head of like, just like, not in this room, outside of that, in a more
Yep.
relaxed setting with a little bit more of a way to just talk to each other about what we think. for
Well,
the-
maybe we can coordinate it with this
direction.
wedding that they're having on July 26th.
I mean, they do have a liquor license,
That's
don't
what
they?
I was saying.
They do.
Had some spice.
Okay. Rebecca and I will get something together
Okay.
with them.
I mean, do we need to consider the cost before we move forward?
No,
at
because
this
what
point?
this is a meeting without cost.
Okay. All right, so we haven't spent any money yet.
No, you have not spent any money.
I like it. Okay.
Okay.
So I believe, I don't know if Rebecca gave you a link for a calendar.
I don't think so. I thought it was just an open-ended, like,
Yeah.
email me back with like days and times.
Okay,
What's your
I will look.
availability in
She said we'd
August?
talk about it more.
Rebecca and I will,
tonight,
then
she
we'll
had
follow,
something
I think
come
we'll
up.
follow up one way or the other then with the three of you and with
I
Neptune.
think if you just get, let them pick like
Yeah,
3 dates
yeah.
that they could be available, then we can figure out what
Okay.
dates are best.
Yeah.
for each
I
one.
just gave her back like the week
Yep.
I was on vacation
give
that
you-
I couldn't do then, but,
Okay. We'll make it work.
all right, thank you.
Other than that, nothing.
Okay.
Perfect.
And look at that, it's 6:30. And we have an appointment with the police department to talk about town flock cameras, if you guys want to.
Okay. Say yes.
Good evening.
Hello.
Thank you all for having us.
Thanks for coming in.
So this is mainly just a little informational update for the select board in the town, et cetera. We just want to take a moment to inform everyone, obviously, the town, that we recently received approximately $30,000 in federal asset forfeiture money. This is through our involvement over this last few years with the FBI Boston Metro Gang Task Force, and our Detective Peralt, who was assigned to that task force, was involved in numerous cases. As a result of that, when we do have asset forfeiture funds, we get them divided approximately 5 ways. So as a result of that, we received some funds, and we have some future funds on the way. So with the funds that we recently received, these are federal law enforcement funds, not local tax dollars. We will be using these funds to purchase and implement automated license plate reader system technology to enhance investigative capabilities in the town. As previously discussed, we had talked about it. This project will be funded entirely through the federal forfeiture funds, will not result in any town costs whatsoever. So, to stay on the note of not spending money, we're pleased to announce that. and
We like that.
This is just additional public safety resource for the community, continuing our commitment to responsible financial management and minimizing the impact on local taxpayers. So it's a great opportunity for us. Detective Sergeant Kramer's been involved with the process, Deputy Chief McLaughlin, so there'll be oversight, between the three of us, which is very important, and be transparent. And we're just looking forward to move ahead with this. It's a great opportunity for the town to keep moving forward the direction we have been.
Okay. Questions?
That's it. If anyone has questions, we can answer some questions now, going forward, anything. If
I
we
mean,
want-
could you just give like a brief overview of what it actually is? Because we know, because you had met with us, but
Yep.
just explaining to people like what it does and doesn't do to kind of
Well, I'm going to put
people
Detective
understand
Sergeant
that. I
Kramer
know
on the
that's,
spot.
that's more Detective
And I
Sergeant
can touch on
Kramer's-
it, but I mean, obviously, he did, he did the homework on it as
Yep.
well as
Yep.
we did, but
Yep.
he could just give us some
Just
basic
give us
pointers,
a-
just a brief on it.
The elevator speech on
got it.
how it
So,
works.
We're gonna be getting 4 cameras that are gonna be strategically placed through the town. The camera, it will take a picture of a vehicle as it passes by, a picture of the vehicle from a broad view and a zoomed-in photo of that license plate. That will get logged in the software with a date and time stamp. It uses artificial intelligence to get the make and model of the car. It's not running the license plate, it's not running the owner's information. It's not taking a picture of who's driving it. It's not getting any demographics regarding race, gender, sex, religion, anything like that. It's simply taking that photo. It's gonna sit in the software for 30 days, and it will self-purge itself. It'll only be retained for 30 days unless it's bookmarked and put aside for an investigative reason. They've been great across the country for missing person cases, the elderly person that, drives away, has early onset dementia maybe. They're great for recovering stolen vehicles. We'll get a real-time alert if a stolen vehicle passes by one of the readers. If we have a suspect in a crime we're investigating, they're great. We'll be able to see if and when and where and what time and day that vehicle involved in investigation may pass that camera. And then as far as if we have an investigation where we don't have a suspect, we'll be able to check those cameras if we can get a, a still shot of eyewitness that says, yeah, it was a dark colored, four-door sedan, but that's about all I got. You can selectively search based on that artificial intelligence, screenshot of that photo. It will record, you can search by make, model, color, style, et cetera, to then, get a license plate that may bring you to the suspect. So it's an invaluable tool. They're being used in the surrounding communities. The other cool thing about it is it's an information sharing network amongst the police departments. So Hanson has them, Bridgewater has them, a few of the more outside towns, Weymouth has them, Abington has them.
West Bridgewater.
West Bridgewater's in talks. They have a different company now. They're in talks to go to Flock. Whitman is in the planning stages, and Halifax is part of the regional dispatch that they're a part of. It's different from our HREC. They're on the regional colony, regional dispatch. But they're gonna put in, amongst all those communities, about 70 cameras. So it's great, there's network sharing. We don't have to put one on Route 18, the Bridgewater line, because Bridgewater has one there. So that's the cool thing about it. It's, we can all kind of work together, save a couple bucks, and we all have the same idea with, using them to, solve crime and, help out anybody that may be in some other sort of an emergency.
Great. Thank you. Questions, Catherine?
I have just two, Ryan. One would be, do you have to be part of the program to use the other towns' information? So for instance, you were involved, we recently used these,
We
right?
used the
To
links.
pick
Yeah,
those
we had
two
that-
Phones up, that were running around or whatever.
We had that recent armed robbery, which, I mean, there's been other cases as well that we used, and we had it when there was the package, the thief that,
Yeah.
that stole the packages, and the FedEx packages.
Yep.
We've used it for numerous cases,
Even
but that
though we didn't
technology.
have 'em yet.
But we didn't have them, but we were able to tap into the outside communities that we're connected to, to see which way this this type of vehicle passed through. So there's a numerous communities that already have them. It's a great resource.
Right.
In the past, it's been our first call,
Yep.
To the surrounding towns that do have them. So to have our own now and cover some of the, the areas that aren't covered by those surrounding towns,
Right.
with the strategic placement of where they're going,
Yep.
they're gonna be covering areas that aren't already covered by another town's license plate reader technology. So,
We have to open up to share to them. I mean,
That's what I was
it-
wondering,
It's
yeah.
our, it's over, this is tied into CJIS and everything. I mean, this is oversight.
You're using these in other towns, their information right now, so to have them in East Bridgewater would be an opportunity for them to come to you and say,
Yeah, so
hey.
the sharing within
Reciprocity.
the system, it's like a social media friend request.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if we want to share with Bridgewater PD, we reach out to them, say, hey, we want to share our, our license plate readers. I don't think anybody's going to tell you no.
Right, right.
We're all, we have the same goal in mind, so, that's how that works as far as the information sharing between the agencies goes. So we can share with any agency with a simple, click of a button request.
Right.
And same vice versa.
Right. And are these national as well?
Yes.
All over the
Yeah,
country?
so it opens you up to the whole national network.
Amber alerts, missing children,
Right.
I mean, it's numerous, success stories.
Wow.
It's like the chief said, it's tapped into CJIS. So CJIS is, what we use to, look up run license plates and run information. So they're tapped into NCIC and CJIS. So for, if somebody goes in missing person and there's a vehicle affiliated with that, if that passes by one of our license plate readers, we're gonna get an alert saying, that this missing person case, the vehicle involved just passed your license plate reader. We'll get a real-time alert so that the officers can then head to that area and hopefully, find that person.
Right.
So,
There was a recent one for a silver alert that went missing from up in this area. They found him down in Connecticut because he hit one of the readers down in Connecticut. They were able to find him down there.
Great
Again,
success stories.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure,
good
right,
public
that's great.
safety.
And then my last question would be, how do you get the how do you figure out what locations? Is this a service that they have to say, hey, it'd be a good location here, or is that something you guys?
yeah, so we had a call with, their planning team, so it was the account rep that we've been dealing with, and then they have he's a retired law enforcement officer. We basically went on to, their version of Google Maps, looked at it from an aerial view, saw where some of the other towns have them, where some of the other towns in talks are planning them, and then we decided to place them, with them,
Strategically.
with our history of where we've had, the most popular egresses in town, obviously Route 18 is one of them, Route 106 is one of them. So it's a combination of traffic volume, and then strategically placing them around where some of the other towns already have them.
We haven't finalized those locations yet, but we'll update as we do. I mean, they.
Do you make those locations public when you do that, or is that just kind of like, we don't talk about
I mean,
Bruno?
it's transparent. I mean, if we're asked.
That's more out of curiosity.
In some jurisdictions, they do, some don't, some have numerous cameras, but over time, I mean, people will know where they are.
They're not hidden.
They're not hitting.
Right.
But it's like, I mean,
It's
if we
the
have.
one on 18, I think, going down Bridgewater.
There is, Sea Tower Ave, there's one right at Sea Tower on Route 18. There's other ones in Hanson, there's, like you said, there's numerous ones out there, and you're on, whether it's those, once again, this is just your license plate. You know, there's misconceptions about facial recognition. It doesn't get anybody operating the vehicle or anything like that.
Right.
This is just a basic tool to help on, certain investigations and to locate missing people, et cetera.
It's really just keeping up with technology and trying to stay modernized with what's out there and what's available.
And they handle everything from start to finish. They pull the dig safe, all that stuff. It's a pretty structured process, so. And we'll keep, anybody has any issues, questions, we can always, you can always be here to answer them. But the process has started. We've signed the agreement and we're moving forward with it.
Do you have an implementation time frame?
Yeah, we're probably looking about 6 to 8 weeks it'll take, to get everything up and running and going properly.
Great.
So
Okay,
we'll keep everybody posted.
all right. Anything else?
But the key thing is, it doesn't cost the town 1 cent.
We like that.
Perfect.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming in,
Thank you.
and good luck with it. All right, look at that, we're right on time. I
Yep.
am impressed with us. Mr. Savino, come on down.
You're the next contestant.
You are the next contestant at the select board meeting.
Hey, Charlie. Hello, Joe. Hey, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
Joe.
just
Nice to meet
state
you.
your name for the record
Joseph Savino.
and tell us why you're here.
I'm here. How you doing? I'm here to, I was in talks with some people about, I had an informal meeting, a track meeting with the town a little while ago about discussing my options with the Casaloma, the former Casaloma building. I don't know if you guys know, but the building on the pond. So
we're
I had
all
a
aware.
meeting about it.
She's too young, but, well, actually, we're too young for the Casaloma, right?
Casaloma.
I know, it's funny, I always just
But I've
assume
heard
everybody-
stories.
Yeah, exactly. I always just assume everybody knows about it, but,
Right.
so, we had a little informal talk and about some of my things that I plan on doing with it, but I wanted to give the town basically the first right of refusal to buy it, whereas, I know there's a lot of issues, with the fire department getting down the boat ramp. It's a necessity, and it's a great property. I mean, it was pitched to the town years ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had pitched it. It was pitched to the town. There was numerous articles about, before the senior center on the Sacred
Right.
Rock over there. It was like, pretty sure it was like 80% going towards my property at that time. So that's kind of one of the reasons, kind of sat still for a while. I thought the town was gonna pretty much go there. I had actually had a bunch of signatures on, at that time, probably a couple thousand that were in favor of it being, the senior center being there, but let's just say, it's coming up for, it's time now to represent itself to the town, and if the town would like to purchase it for offices, community center, summer programs, I mean, the property's, it's a great property for a lot of different usages.
Okay.
So Joe's.
I'm gonna, and
Yep.
Catherine, sorry with you, I'm gonna turn it over to Peter only because he's more involved with this track
Yeah, he's
been-
level, and then
If you
of
give
course
us
if you
the
have
track
questions.
deep-
Yeah,
That'd be
I'll give you the 411 as they call it, right, Joe?
Yeah, exactly.
So Joe's on the Casaloma tour, right? So he's gone to going to a couple meetings. So when we spoke, and we've been speaking about this for the last 5 or 6 years, anyways.
Yeah.
On the property. Joe, you've had it for now 16, 17
Yeah, about
years,
that.
right around there.
Wow.
How fast time goes.
Yeah. So, obviously he's getting a little bit more aggressive on what he wants to do. So there was two things that were going on. One is, figuring out what he could do on his own over there. What type of building he could do, what kind of project he may be able to do. If he held it himself or put it to sale on the open market. So, and then obviously, I've been talking with him for years now, trying to, needle him down to get the building, and because I think there's definitely some benefits to the town in that area. But that being said, I said first thing we got to do is go to a track meeting. So went to the track meeting 2 weeks ago tomorrow. or Wednesday. And we had, everybody, all the departments there, and we talked about this. At the same time, we were talking about Swan Lake property over there, Dick's stuff. And I think it was, the town was obviously, or the departments were interested in a couple different areas. Mr. Wolf was there from the fire department, obviously, as Joe had said, there's some usage down there for the boat dock. The building we went through the building, gosh, I don't know, 3 years ago, a couple years ago. Myself, John Haynes, as well as Brian Kiley went through it. Does it need work? Obviously, it needs work. It's been sitting for a long period of time. But the structure itself, seems intact. Not that you want to use the building or not use the one building, but either way, I thought we should at least have you guys understand what the discussion's been and what we hope to do in the future. Now, he's got another meeting going to the planning board. I think it's next Monday. Their meeting.
23rd?
Yeah, something.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah, whatever Monday.
Because obviously the next step would be, 20th, yeah, 20th.
Oh, yeah.
The 20th. What am I going to do, if the town isn't interested in pursuing it? And that would be the next step in that process. So, that being said, I'm going to attend that planning board meeting as well and see what, because there were some suggestions that were brought up. I don't remember all of
On my
them.
end?
At the track meeting.
Oh.
There was 2 or 3, I think, that were there. A couple townhouses potentially, private property for just a residential area or whatnot. He still has the capabilities potentially based on Chris Buckley's discussion to go back to, so it lost, explain it better than I can.
Okay, so,
It originally was a restaurant, obviously.
right, restaurant and on a variance in a residential zone. And the state has a bylaw, and the town of East Bridgewater kind of has their own, which is the abandonment part of it. An abandonment from the state is switching usage. I've never switched usage. I've never reopened up as anything since the restaurant. It's been a restaurant, and it's been, maintained and such since then. It's never switched to like a church or a store or anything like that. So on the state side, I haven't lost my rights to it, but on the town of East Bridgewater, I have. And it's, the grease traps are there, the sprinklers are there. It's got the septic is still good. The septic just passed. I had it inspected not too long ago. It's a massive septic tank that would pump like 10,000 gallons a day. So it's still it still could be used with the town, with the town's permission, of course, as reverting back to the restaurant. But I looked into a 40B, I looked into cottage housing, I have a lot of avenues, and it's just been time that I have to do something. It's just been, it's been, like you said, 15, 16 years, whatever it's been, and it's just time to do something. And a lot of these towns, it's a cash cow for all the towns that have waterfront property. They use it for, they rent rafts, they have food. I don't know if you could swim there or not, but I do see people in there. I don't know if it's.
I wouldn't suggest
Yeah,
it.
I wouldn't, but.
They used to.
Yeah, they used to. I mean, I don't know what would prevent someone from swimming or not, but
Right.
any town that has a recreational property in their town, it's a cash cow. They charge to park, they charge for, concession or whatnot, so
Right.
town could greatly benefit from it, I believe.
Yeah, so there's a few options that we're looking at, Joe's looking at as well, suggestions for, whether the town was interested or a private party was interested. Really what I wanted, I asked him to come to the meeting tonight, get on the agenda, because I just wanted the conversation to open up so you guys
Yep.
know what he's doing.
Yep.
So, you know how this is gonna work, like, if the town doesn't at least see what the interest is, from our perspective, and then we don't follow the right protocol, and then it ends up being the word everybody loves, 40B, right, down there, they're gonna say, oh, man, we had an opportunity, or whatever, and that's what I said to Joe, before you do, or go to anything, at least take a look. Look, I think it's a great property, it's like you said, it's right there on the water, it's really a big residential area where you get the condos on both sides, you got some houses also. Scotty Ty's mother lives right in front there, that property. So, price is a concern, and what the town would, be useful, would be useful for the town to use in that area is a concern too, but there are a couple of departments. I've actually reached out to the rec department, 2 or 3 people that are still doing something.
I was gonna say
The
rec.
Rec department, yeah, to say, hey, look, there's other properties that, the rec has been involved in other towns. So I do have Teresa and John Shea looking into what other towns are doing as well to see
Yep.
if there'd be something there. So, again, I don't want to see the opportunity go by without us, taking
I
a
appreciate
real
that.
look. But at the same time, I don't want to hold him up from
Right.
finding something he could do, and that's kind of why he, again, back to the Casa Loma tour.
Right, I mean, I would love the
2026.
town to have.
Make T-shirts.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You'd have dates for the original Casa Loma and then
Yeah.
various iterations. My going away party when I left East Bridgewater Library.
Oh,
was
so you
there
remember it.
Back
Oh,
when it
yeah.
was Pompanoho.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
My going away party was
Really?
upstairs. So
Yeah, we all have pretty good memories
Oh,
of it,
yes.
or a memory of
I'm
it.
pretty
you know?
sure John Clifford's, when he left here as executive
Oh, really? Was
secretary,
there
I
too?
think
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
was
might
there
have
too, or somebody else's, maybe Rick LaFawn, somebody's was there.
I know, it's a shame.
That was where we went.
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
I mean, I remember being,
That was back in the
a kid
90s.
eating there, and I remember, I had to, sit up to look out the window, and I mean, I was just thought, even when I got older and I ended up buying, I was like, I don't know why they didn't make the windows lower, because you have the best view, you got $1 million
Yeah.
view, and
deck out.
windows like this high, but we all have memories of there, there's been some great bands that have played there, there's been,
On the Duds played there many
Yes.
times back when it was the
I-
Casa Loma.
I think I still have one of the posters, I found one of the
Before
posters.
my time.
Yeah, a lot of, there's a lot of people in this town have a lot of great memories there.
Yeah. So that was the reason, just,
I
kind
mean,
of an
as
informal meeting.
recreation, that's the
Yeah.
thing, the town really missed out on an opportunity when the other side was sold, when the old
Yep.
Right.
campground was sold, and nobody made a move on that. I would hate
Right,
to
I
see us
know.
miss an opportunity here, if it was a possibility as some sort of town recreation area, picnic area, beach
Right.
area.
When I bought
And,
that property.
You gotta think about access,
Well, yeah.
and then the cost of
Right.
lifeguards, or, policing it. Yes, you can sell, stickers, car, parking stickers and things like that, so that, there are options
Yep.
there, but,
Yeah, there's also a couple of towns that have properties that lease those properties out. So they have actually management companies that come
Okay.
in that are running, programs. And in those programs, the town gets certain availabilities to do that as well. So for instance, they've got a summer camp or something down there. They give time to the residents of East Bridgewater, and again, I don't know who's swimming down there, but, certainly kayak or,
yeah.
I say it's still
boating or,
recreation, even
yeah,
if
some
you don't.
recreation stuff
I'd
down
swim
there.
there before I'd swim in Forge Pond.
Well, yeah.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I mean, if you had to make a choice, right, I guess.
Snapping turtles.
Right.
When I purchased the property, though, there was somebody from the town, because I had purchased it from a bank, and it went up for auction, and it was kind of like a last-second thing. I had no intention on buying it the day I bought it. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. But the town, I guess, kind of the same thing. They needed to have the money allotted to buy it, and but they couldn't allot the money because it's an auction. They don't know if they had to have a certain amount designated for it, like 50, I'm just using an example, 50,000, 100,000, whatever, $1 million. They didn't have it appropriated, so they just couldn't, they actually couldn't bid because they didn't have,
Oh,
you know,
at the time.
at that time.
Were there other bidders other than you in the town of East Bridgewater? No. No, just the two of you showed up?
You got a bargain.
There was a couple. Those are previous owners. I think it might have been the guy who owned the Pompano or the J.C.'s water slide. It was,
Oh, yeah.
it was a guy, yeah, whatever,
J.C.'s Waterside, yeah.
whoever owned one of those,
Okay.
a former owner, went there to
Oh,
buy
okay.
it.
Right.
But that was like it was property was skyrocketing.
Right.
time.
I mean,
To me, it was
to
no-
Joe's credit too, I've been down there a couple times now. Like I said, when we went and looked at the property, does a great job upkeeping it too.
Yeah,
I have to
thank you.
commend you for, cleaning it up.
Yeah, we
keeping
rake the beach all
Beach
the
looks,
time.
yeah,
We
looks
constantly,
great, right.
there's 300 feet of like real beach frontage there. It's legit
Right.
sand. It's not murky, lily pad. It's like legit beach. And we maintain that. We cut the grass, clean the building.
Yep.
It gets broken into,
Yeah, that's-
every here
Right.
and there.
Yeah, we have to figure something out. And he's pursuing it, just so, everybody's asked what's going on down there, Joe.
Yeah.
That is, I think this is the final straw.
This is it. It's kind of like, it's now or never. It's do or die.
Fish or
you
cut
know,
bait, huh?
Right, right. definitely.
It's just, real estate, before it wasn't really like that obtainable. I mean, if it was, I always wanted to say a restaurant, like, that was like, it was a restaurant for 60 years or whatever. I wanted it to be a restaurant, then, real estate has just gone such a skyrocket. I mean, you know, just crappy little house in Brockton, 600,000, so where now I could utilize that lot and 40B it or build on it, there's just a mess of, you know, it's good real estate.
Okay.
We'll continue.
Yeah.
the-
Catherine, did you have
the
any
show here, and
questions
we'll
or
figure
I
out-
appreciate it.
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
I guess all my questions are probably, I should
Okay.
go down there and see the Casaloma.
Okay.
Yeah, bring your fishing rod. It's a
Dale
pretty-
can tell you
Lately?
some stories.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've missed out on something.
Oh,
here.
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
yeah.
I know, I kind of missed out on all the great stories I heard, you know, probably right when I was a teenager, but those,
Right.
you know, the 21-year-olds all have the
Oh,
good
boy.
stories.
I'm sure. All right, Joe, that's,
Yeah,
I
thank you
appreciate
for
you.
coming.
Awesome, no,
That's
thank you, nice to meet you too.
doing
Good to
this, and
see you.
Good to see you
to
guys
meet
too.
you.
We'll continue talking on what
Okay.
can be done before that. I think the planning board will help out to give us, you know, some of the direction,
Yeah.
some of the stuff that Track had talked
And
about.
I'll be in Monday, right?
I think it's Monday, yeah, I'll get back to you.
Okay.
I'll talk to Ellen.
All right, great.
Great.
All right, bud.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys. Thank you
Right.
so much.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right, board discussions. Catherine, what you got?
Chris, are you here for anything?
I don't have anything.
Enjoying
I know, right?
Should I check you for a fever?
Yeah.
What do you got, Peter?
Uh,
Board discussions.
I don't
Tell
really-
them about that meeting we had
I
on
know. I was
Friday.
well, yeah. Tell them about it. So, there was a public meeting that was held on Friday at 3 PM at the Central Cemetery, where myself, Carol Julius, and Dale Julius showed up with Deborah Nutter and
Alan,
Alan.
her husband Alan.
Yeah, her husband Alan. Do you know what Alan's last name was?
No.
No. Anyways, so we spent.
Humidity was about 78%.
It was-
Temperature was about 92.
So the reason being behind this was I had met with both Alan and Deborah a month ago or so regarding the cemetery and what their, you know, the plans was, getting a little more understanding of the cemetery and the group that runs the cemetery and some of the history of it. And in that discussion that I had, I said to him, well, I think it's important because they threw a lot of things out there, some of the things that they were hoping to do at the cemetery as far as building onto it, adding to it, numerous different things. There was just a
Gardens.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
Trees.
Yeah. So I
Area
said,
for cremation. People want to be cremated. They
Yep.
just need a smaller area instead of buying a big full-size
right,
plot.
right. And, you know, obviously there's been some discussion as well on social media and some other outlets regarding, you know, some of the things that they've implanted into the cemetery now. Being known that, you know, they are a private organization, and we've said this many times, you know, have the rights to put the rules in place that they think are important. But what we were trying to do is, or what I wanted to do is see Carol and Dale, especially Dale from the history end of it, which I think added a lot to the conversation and the walkabout that we did.
It was quite a
It
walkabout.
was a walkabout, yeah. We were there almost 2 hours, I think.
It was like, yeah, it was an hour and a half.
Whatever it
It was
was.
a long time.
Just so they could, you know, they would hear the same thing I'm hearing, so that, you know, when there's some conversation that comes up, that, you know, the idea of what they're trying to do and some of the reasons that they've implanted things, and they'll be the first to admit, I think they said it to us, that they could have done it a little bit.
I said to her, I'm like, so other than your PR problem,
Right.
like, there's been some good, like, the end game that they want here is
Right.
good. I think it's good for the town. They want people to see it more as a recreational area. Like, you know, back in the 19th century, when cemeteries were sort of a new thing, like, people would go there. I was telling this to somebody, they were like, what? I'm like, people would
Yeah.
go there. They would picnic. They would, like, bring the, you know, and they would hang out. You know, you look at, like, the Mount Auburn Cemetery as, you know,
Yep.
as a model. And I don't know that anybody in East Bridgewater is going to take a basket of fried chicken to go down and sit with their relatives at the cemetery.
I mean, when I lived at this
but-
other town, I'd take my bike down with my mom and.
But
That's
certainly for runners and walkers and stuff, it's a safe place without traffic. You don't have to worry about getting hit by, you know, a car mowing your lawn or.
Right.
or
Nope.
First-time
walking
drivers.
without-
Lot of area.
First-time drivers.
Right.
That's where I.
That's where I learned to drive
That's
in
where
the
I learned to
cemetery,
drive in the
not this one,
cemetery.
but.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think the overall vibe that was brought out of that was the understanding of what their, you know, long-term and short-term areas. But yeah, I think the message we also reverted back to them was, you know, when you look at the board, now they live in Dartmouth, so they're, you know, quite a ways away. They haven't been in this area for quite some time, and some of the other members that they have on their committee are also out of town. There are a couple in town, I think, but maybe don't have the pulse of what's happening in East Bridgewater. At least they haven't had it for, I don't know, the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, I think Deborah has her roots in East Bridgewater are very deep.
Oh,
And she has
huge.
a lot of care for the history of the town
Yeah.
and the appearance of the cemetery and all of that. So even though she doesn't live here,
Yep.
she's very invested in these outcomes.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Yeah, and I think this is.
but the
well,
PR was definitely a problem.
Yeah, and I think they recognize that.
Yeah.
So, one of the suggestions we brought up was the fact that we could do something to the lines of, not us as a board,
not
but
us.
as the community, have people come in as, friends of the cemetery. So there'd be people that are actually here and maybe a little bit of a younger generation of people that, get an understanding of seeing what's going to happen in here and then be a part of it so that the message can be referred out better than what they can get their
Yeah.
message out of right
Yeah.
now. So it was a good meeting. Cemetery is crazy as far as like the stuff that's in there. Obviously, the Hobart family's plot area where they have theirs. So
Yep.
some of the names you see in town.
And the old crypt that they're restoring,
Yeah,
which truly looks like something out of a Stephen King novel. I
Yeah.
mean,
right.
they've got it propped up now and they're trying to find a masonry company, maybe some grants to get that, get the money to repair it. But right now, it just looks like Pennywise should be sticking his head around the corner of that thing.
Yep. And
I
then-
encouraged Peter to go in, but he didn't.
No, I didn't go in there. Absolutely
Like,
not.
go in there, check that out.
But he lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
He didn't
No,
go.
I didn't go.
He declined
I did. I stayed
the
far back.
opportunity.
But some of the other things I brought up. So Carol had mentioned the fact that to get them in touch with the garden club
Yep.
because they've got some plantings they want to do in there. Also, they want to do some educational stuff in there. They've got over 50 types of
Yeah, and they
trees.
want to be an arboretum, and they weren't exactly clear on like what the variety is of trees and how many they have to have. But in order to do that, like all the trees would have to be labeled, which I think is really cool because there are some unique varieties in there that then they could identify for people.
Right.
So it was interesting.
Yeah, in the end of the discussion, we said we would follow up with them. Carol's
I'm
gonna
going to
have a
get
couple
them in touch with the
contacts.
garden club. Yep.
Yeah, and I said I could certainly talk to the school and see if, they have some ability or, but biology or whatever department would be looking at, this opportunity.
Yeah.
To partner with them as well. So, to kind of bring it back into the community, even though it's a private organization that runs it. I want to say that for the third, fourth time
It
right
is a
now?
private organization. We cannot control the rules
Right.
that they make or how they enforce them.
Yes, but what we can do is be a partner up there with them as a community, as a town, to
Yep.
see if there's some things that we can help with education. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I just wanted to throw this out there.
Yep.
We've had 2 Eagle projects
You did
that
mention that.
have done the, cataloging of our veterans over there.
Yep.
That's definitely a sit and hotbed for other Eagle projects like benches or any, if they're looking for any type of,
Awesome.
like I said, they gotta label the trees, that's definitely something the
Yep.
Eagle Scout can take.
Yep. And the roads too, they've created names now for all the roads, and those will get labeled so that if somebody's visiting and they're trying to find a particular grave, they'll actually, have a way to
Right.
identify them more easily.
Yeah, this cemetery.
And they
is like-
redid their website too. The
Yeah, their website is good, yeah.
Is pretty
But this cemetery,
updated.
and I brought this up, I think, in the conversation, is like the sister or the brother to a bigger cemetery. She had named the cemetery that it was at. So there's a model of a cemetery that was originally, a much bigger one, and they kind of took the same.
Well,
type
wasn't
of-
she talking about Mount Auburn?
Was that what
Yeah,
she
I
said?
think
Oh,
so,
okay.
kind of
Well, there you
building
go.
it on that
Right.
sort of model, but on a obviously much smaller scale.
Yeah, right, yeah, so which is kind of.
17 acres?
Yeah,
sound
something,
right?
yeah, there's 17 there, and they've still got plenty of area for more lots, and then, of course, with some of the new stuff, what was you become a tree? What the hell
Green
was-
burial? They're looking into green burials, which I guess you
Right.
just kind of get wrapped in a wicker and put in the ground.
No embalming, right?
Yeah, but in Massachusetts, don't they?
I think the rules may be changing.
So things will be shifting, and I think that's why she said like it's coming, but not yet. They're trying to give people more options so that it's not just that traditional, you buy a plot, you buy a stone, it's very expensive. They're trying to come up with
Right.
more affordable options for people who don't want to go that traditional.
Yep, yeah, well, it worked out good.
Yeah.
Both you and
Daryl,
you
and my other brother Daryl.
for joining me on that.
Yeah,
that
no, it
one.
was good.
That
I'm
was-
glad we did it.
Yeah, that was good.
Did
That's
you
all
have
I
any
got.
other discussion?
I did not, no.
I don't have anything either. Other than thank you to everybody that helped make Dale's birthday celebration
Oh, yeah,
on
that
the
was-
Common so special. Thank you to EBCAM for recording all of that and getting it out there, and all the people that took, as I walked around the Common saying, do you want a button with Dale's face on it?
Yeah.
And all the people that wore those are going to show up someday as a
Yeah.
collector's item.
Dale went in the wash.
And,
Dale came out of the wash alive.
And our legislative contingency, all three, state reps and our two House reps were there to present it with proclamations, and it was a nice
Yeah, it was
night.
a fun night. A lot of people.
And, there were a lot of people there.
I know, it was a great crowd.
So, thank you.
I
Hour line for a hot dog.
Yeah, I didn't get a hot dog that
Oh,
night. There was a
well.
hot dog named for Dale and everything, but I didn't.
Yeah, 1 hour. That's what
Did
I
you get a
heard.
hot dog?
I got there.
You must have
and
got
I-
in line first.
Basically, yeah.
I actually was
kept-
away
I
for
kept
the
a watch
4th
on the
with
truck.
a couple that graduated from East Bridgewater, and they were like, "Oh my God, we saw that they still do that." So it touches so many people.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
were trying to figure it out. We think this was like the
40th
40th year.
They're like,
or
does Dale still perform? I'm like, of course. It's his birthday this year.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good of that.
All right, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Have a good rest of July. See you in August.